The research is good research, but the people making them happy. I'm currently working at the University of Regensburg, where I study anti-decision making and information use and anything else which seems like fun. Well, ants are really fun to work with, and they're really easy to work with. So let's us ask interesting questions with the minimum of effort, which is sort of the way I like to do things. Well, there's a very nice one I did during my PhD, where we were looking at cooperative transport, how ants carry things in groups. And it turns out they carry things by the corners. You can see some happy ants carrying something now. But we wanted to know if they could turn items around to make them easier to carry. So we designed a sled, which can be easily dragged in one direction and is hard to drag in another. And we gave it to the ants, and indeed they could turn it super nicely. So here's a video. You can see there it is, facing the wrong direction, and they turned it very nicely. And then we wanted to see if this works with real prey. So one night a cockroach flew down my shirt, so we caught it and we killed it, and it's got hairy legs, and that also is hard to drag in one direction. And here's the cockroach, and it's turning. Well, I would love to meet the author of this book here. Ants, Bees and Wasps by Lord Avebury, otherwise known as Lubbock. He did experiments over 100 years ago which look so similar to the work which we're doing right now. I would love to see what he thinks of our work. My favourite research activity is definitely the problem solving. So when you know you want to do some sort of experiment and have to work out how to actually do it. The least favourite thing, research. Oh, I suppose it's when you're 3 months into an experiment and you've still got to do another couple of controls. That gets a little bit boring. I strongly recommend Predictably Irrational by Ariely. It's a fantastic book, a lot of fun, really insightful, easy to read, and it really got me asking a lot of fun questions. Initially exciting, afterwards routine. In principle, yes, but there are big dangers with that. We're already bombarded with a lot more literature than we can possibly read, and as the barriers to publication become lower, we lose any sort of filters we have. So every researcher has to do their own filtering, and sometimes we don't have time. It means every individual researcher has to reinvent the wheel for every piece of information which they look at. So I understand the importance, but again, this is not something which is a pure good. There are problems coming with it, and the solution's not there yet. Necessary evil. It's a bad system, but it's the best we have at the moment. I think I would like more standard openness, so that you have to stand behind your reviews and have your name next to them. But I'd also like to see reviewers be more rewarded, possibly even financially. Just imagine if when you submitted a manuscript, you also had to pay a moderate sum, say $50 US, and that gets shared out between the reviewers at the end of the review. It's not a lot of money with the obvious waivers and stuff for people who can't afford it, but it would make you think twice about submitting papers anywhere, just on the off chance it gets in, and it would give a small thank you to reviewers, because they are spending a lot of time doing this. Well, if I had the answer to this, I'd have the solution to many of the big problems in science at the moment. I suppose a combination of intelligence, creativity, hard work, the ability to work with others and produce good work, but how to assess that? I suppose some sort of adjusted citation index is really one of the better crap solutions. I think open science is an important part of this, and by this I mean especially making sure all the raw data is available and including all the code used to analyze the data. I'm finding this more and more important when trying to review people's work, that I just cannot understand how they got these results. It's really helpful to see the code sometimes. Well, this is going to sound very cheesy, but I'm proudest of my students and being able to give them the support they need and making their life good, and then they come to me and they're happy and everyone's happy, and that's really what I'm proud of. The research is good research, but the people, making them happy was really good. We are all often, especially early career researchers, really struggling for our existence, and we need to publish exciting stuff to get the next grant, to get a job to feed our families. And this is causing a lot of unpleasantness. And if somehow the incentive was not based on excitement, but based on a reputation for doing good work, things might look different. I don't have any clever idea about how to do that, though. I would keep the enthusiasm of researchers. Researchers really seem to love their job, as do I, and really trying to do the best. The money, of course. It's a great job. It really gives me a lot of freedom. I enjoy it. I enjoy the questions. I enjoy the people. And yeah, it lets me run my life how I like it. Does that mean I'm not a young scientist? I suppose I would advise people not to work too hard. A lot of people really break themselves on this endeavour of science. And sometimes you have to, but anything which requires you to work more than 9 hours a day, every day, I don't know if you can live like that full time. Write short sentences, 1 thought per sentence ideally. I have a website, animaleconomics.com, but who knows how long it'll last, and I'm always on Twitter, and of course just check Google Scholar, right? That's where all the stuff comes out. I'd like to see a more established researcher who says it like it is. My PhD supervisor, Francis Ratnieks. I have no great words of wisdom to impart, but I suppose if everyone just tries honestly to do things that they would be proud of, we'll get on okay.